Welcome to Yoga with Mika this Tuesday evening for me. I know for some of you it's morning there. Thanks for joining me. It is springtime, so we're going to be doing some blossoming poses. We're going to open up the body with some tree poses and some wild childs and some fallen triangles, and just kind of lengthen and open the body to bring in the spring in Australia. Or, hold summer longer if you're in Europe. Just extend those feels. So if you're with me on your mats, find a comfortable seated position, lengthening through your spine, and just take a few rolls of the shoulders here. Just awareness in our movement, just relaxing into that long posture in your seat, in your asana. Imagining that you're pulling through the top of the head as you sit taller. And then resting your palms on your knees or on your thighs, soften the elbows. We're going to take some centering breaths together, our pranayama, our breath control. And using that breath control to create awareness and consciousness as we move through the vinyasa. Every pose moves with an inhale or an exhale. We're going to bring up the heart rate with our vinyasa, start to get a little bit of fluidity and faster movement, and warm up the body in a little bit of a more dynamic way today. So sitting tall in your posture, you can close your eyes here and start to engage your breath in and out through the nose. Inhaling nice and deep, feeling your breath expand from your rib cage, from your gut, from your diaphragm, and also from the back of your ribs. So really deepening the breath. And as you exhale, imagining that your ribs are drawing together, feeling a pull all the way up through the Mula Bandha and that engagement of your deeper core. Few breaths at your own count, really gently in and out through the nose. Engaging with our Ujjayi breath, that hot yogic breath. Imagining that you're fogging a mirror up, but while keeping your mouth closed. Allowing the length of that hot breath to massage the back of the nose and the throat. Sending messages to your brain to relax the nervous system and calm the body. Allowing that calmness to enter in so that you can find that kind of in-tune state with your breath and with your movement in this practice. And gently relax your chin down towards your chest, bowing slightly. Bringing your hands to your heart center. Taking time to set your intentions. And to calm the mind. When you feel ready, release your hands back to your thighs. Opening the eyes gently. Let's just drop the chin a little further. We're going to be stretching through the back of the neck. And then just roll your neck to one side, lengthening through the shoulders. Rolling it forward, down, and to the other side as you inhale and lengthen. Really gentle, really controlled. There's no rush, you're right here. So indulge in the time and the space that you've got right now. When you're ready, come back to center. Let's raise the arms up. Inhale, reach up to the ceiling. Lengthen through the armpits. And take the right hand down, stretch over to the right, lengthening through the left side of the body. Trying to plug that left sit bone down into the mat, pushing back through your right hand. So use the traction of your mat to kind of push and bend, and then lengthen that left arm. As you exhale, sink a little deeper. This time I'm going to roll down towards the right knee, so stretching through the lower back, Enjoy the stretch. Gentle twist in the spine here. Inhale to center, folded forward. Lengthen, lift up slightly as you breathe in. And then exhale, sink a little deeper in the center. Inhale again, that halfway lift, kind of lifting up. And then exhale over to the left side of the body. Folding over your left thigh. It's a twist and a fold. So be gentle with your lower back and your hip. And with your exhale, sink a little deeper. Where do you feel the stretch and what do you notice? On your next inhale, support yourself with your left hand as you open the chest, extending the right arm over your ear. Support yourself here as you take it down, gripping the mat with the left hand, push into the left hand, getting a little bit more bend in the side body as you sink a little deeper. And do you notice a difference between this side and the other side? I'm definitely tighter. Inhale, use the strength of your torso, lift your upper body up, hands to the ceiling, look up, embrace the air above you. And then exhale, take your hands down by your sides. Roll out the shoulders. Beautiful. Let's come to our hands and our knees, table pose. Okay, a few gentle cats and cows, just relaxing the belly down for cow. Push the shoulders away from the ears. Gently look up. Feel that nice stretch, a few breaths here. If it feels good to kind of wag your tail, I like to kind of stretch through one hip and then the other. So invite movement in this if it feels good. Try not to squeeze your neck back too far, just keeping it kind of gentle as you lift your gaze upwards. And then exhale, round the shoulders, push up through wide fingered hands. Knees are under hips, and imagine you're drawing your hips closer towards your elbows, really rounding those shoulders. Cat stretch. Breathe here. Again, you can kind of rock back and forwards if that feels nice. Engage with that Ujjayi breath. Dropping the belly, inhale for cow. We'll do it with a breath this time. And exhale for cat. Inhale for cow. And exhale for cat. One more, inhale. And exhale. Inhale to neutral spine, table pose. Curl the toes under, pushing up through the hands and push your shoulders back away from your ears. Turn those lats on. Engage the shoulders as we just put our weight into our toes and lift your knees gently up away from the ground, about 2 centimeters off the ground. Let's work the core. Breathe into this pose. Let's have a look while we're holding this pose and breathing. Where are your fingers? Where are your index fingers pointing? Let's point them towards the top edge of the mat, kind of parallel to the edges of your mat. And then I want you to imagine you're opening jars of a lid, externally pulling your hands outwards away from the midline. And feel what that inner turn does to your shoulders. Are your knees still up? Breathe. And then on your next exhale, lower the knees. Take them a little wider than your hips or as wide as your mat and sink back for child's pose. Exhale. Take the hands by your sides. Allow the weight of your body to just stretch open your hips and your groin. Breathe here. Great. Take your hands out in front of you, looking forward. I'm gonna actually wiggle back to the back of my mat just to give myself some space in front. Okay, with that space in front, take your hands out in front of you. We're gonna do an eight angle pose, or even like a bit of a puppy pose. Hopefully I don't squash my microphone. But we're gonna come forward onto our knees. Our hands are where they are, and we're gonna land our chest in between our hands. So as we come down, we're gonna keep the elbows squeezing gently towards the center of the body and lower our chest down in between our hands. Okay, hopefully that's not squashing the microphone. Okay, from here you can walk your knees in, putting your chest down on the mat. And hold that pose. I am squashing the microphone when I do that, but using that back bend, you can take your knees out away from you in this pose. Or you can draw them in so that you have more back bend. Take a few more breaths. And then you can walk the knees out away from you, lowering your pelvis and your belly down to the mat. You rest here in crocodile pose, so your feet come a little wider than your hips, and your face is resting on your hands, just relaxing your back and that deeper fold or that deeper bend. Let's come into a sphinx pose or a baby cobra, bringing our elbows under our shoulders. Hands are coming out, nice wide fingers. Relax the toes behind you. Push your shoulders away from you and down as you bring your heart looking up towards the ceiling, pulling against the elbows. Feel that nice back bend there. Breathe and soften your body with your exhale. If you feel good here, you can bring your hands in towards the center and take your elbows out as you push up. They're not keeping in, they're going to be soft and coming up into our cobra pose. Your lower body is switched off, so you're just letting the weight of your pelvis push into the mat. And then adjust for yourself what feels good. Push your shoulders away from the ears as you gently walk your hands in towards yourself, allowing your back to bend a little more. Take your time. Control what you need. It's not about getting into the most bendy position. It's about attuning to your body, listening to your back, what feels good. If there's anything pinching, then take your hands out a little further, pushing the shoulders away from the ears. It's really important to keep those shoulders down. You're pushing like this because you want to get really high and you're really choking your neck, you're going to either strain your shoulders and your neck and probably overextend in your back. So your body kind of tells you when to stop. So use those as measures, use those movements as your guards. Breathe here. Slowly lower the chest down towards the mat, crocodile pose, and just shake out the hips. Breathing into the movement. Nice. Now I started yesterday getting back into my fitness stuff on my Kayla app because we're in lockdown. And the most lunges I've done in a long time. So I'm going to be stretching my quads today. So if you can, bring your left foot in behind you, grab the outer edge of your left foot and squeeze your heel down towards your buttocks. Pushing your knee into the mat, pushing your hand into your foot, pushing your foot into your hand and pulling with your hand. Oh my gosh, I got so confused. Let's try this again. Holding onto your foot, bring it close, push your foot into your hand and allow the quad muscle to engage. Kind of tug a war with your foot. That's kind of what I was somehow trying to say. Holding it there. I invite you, if you want, to lift your knee up, allow the foot to lift, pushing into the hand and stretch out that left shoulder. What you'll notice is your left shoulder needs to externally rotate. Open up the shoulder joint so you're stretching it correctly, and so that you're not pushing that shoulder down, straining on your neck here. Roll it back and then push into the hand. Have a go. Feel that stretch. And notice what's happening in the right back, your muscles to support this kind of half a bow pose. Breathe. And then release that leg. Shake it out. Great, let's try the other side. So take your outer edge of your right foot in your hand, squeeze it towards your buttocks. Stretching out the quads. Lengthening those big muscle groups. Then pushing the foot into the hand. Pulling against your foot with your hand. Bit of tug of war. Feel the quad muscle engage. And then lifting up the leg, pushing that foot stronger into your hand. Roll the shoulder outwards, externally rotate it as it pulls back against your hand. So we're warming up our back bends today before we fly into Wild Thing in our Vinyasa. And then bring that foot down. Release the foot, come back into crocodile pose and shake out the hips. Now if we've done a bow on both sides, we might as well do it together if you want. So find your chin on the ground. Support yourself there. I'm just going to talk through. And then bring your heels towards you, finding the outer edges of both feet. Okay, I find it helps to have my knees a little wider than my hips, and when I come into a bow, my feet gently come together just in the first stages. Think about your shoulders. If they're really squeezing down, try and roll your shoulders back and away from your ears. On your exhale, we're going to push into our hands and lift into our bow pose. Your knees can lift up. Tug of war against your feet with your hands. Feel your back turn on and breathe. Little breaths. And when you're ready, exhale, release slowly back down to the ground into crocodile pose. Oh, always do a little sigh. Have a little sigh. Releasing that deeper back stretch. Strong back engagement. Shall we do it again? I think so. I think good things come in pairs. So let's try it again. Now that you kind of felt that jazziness, let's bring the feet back in, finding the outer edges of the feet. Roll the shoulders back and down, and then exhale, push into the hands, lift into your bow. When you're ready, release down into crocodile pose. How do you feel? And what do you notice? When you're ready, bring your hands by your sides, push yourself up, take your knees a little wider than the mat, and very slowly inhale first, and I guess a wide-legged table. And then exhale, sink back to child's pose. Very slowly with the spine, counter stretching through the back. Slowly relaxing the back in the opposite direction. If you feel like it's tingly or achy, not sore, but adjusting, that is the adjustment of your back, your spine kind of flexing in the opposite direction. Bringing your hands or your arms by your thighs, by your sides. Breathe into your kind of relaxing muscles here. And on your next inhale, gently lift the upper body. Ooh, there's my back. So feel free to touch your back, kind of engage that back with your hands. If it feels nice to give it a little bit of a rub, invite you to do that. That's really good kind of awareness of the body. Curl your toes underneath you. So if you're sitting on your knees, stretch out the feet this way. Take a few nice breaths. Let's breathe in, lift the hands up to the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, take them down by your sides. Come into a little yogi squat when you're ready. Coming onto your toes. You can stay on your toes like a little frog. Otherwise, if you can relax the heels back and down, sit into your little yogi squat here. Okay? We're wanting to create length in the spine, but not bending the back. Just having a nice neutral long spine. Might help to take the feet a little wider than your hips. And it helps to take your arms out in front of you. Helps for balance. Kind of pushing against your thighs opens the hips and allows you to lift the body up. Breathe here. Bring your hands to your heart center if you can. Malasana. Breathe. Open up the right arm and lift the left arm up to the ceiling. If you can look up to your left, I invite you to do so. And bring the hand back to center. Open up the left arm and take the right arm up. Keep your gaze up to the right hand if that feels good. And then exhale back to center. Now we haven't played with Bakasana for a while. We're just going to play with a baby crow. I invite you to, if you've got this in your practice, to do this however you want. We're using it to warm up the shoulders. So we're not looking for a lot of like real strong, long balances, just to play, just to invite the fun. So if you need a little cushion in front of you for your head, you can. Otherwise, with a baby crow, we're going to sink into our little squat. I'm on my toes. Okay, I'm rounding my spine and I'm trying to get my inner thigh as high up on my shoulder as I can. Okay, so my elbows are in. We're going to be rolling forward and landing on our elbows. So if you want to watch first, my hands are going to come down, but they're going to slide away from me as I bring my weight down towards the mat. If I keep them in close, I can't get my elbows down. So your hands do need to slide forward. Squeeze your thighs on your arms, squeeze in tight, push up through your shoulders, and then plant the elbows down and lift the feet, balancing on your arms. It's a very close engagement to the ground. My knees are just lifted. Point your toes, and then just slide down onto the ground. So have a little play, strengthening through the body. It's kind of flexing the back in the opposite direction. I'm going to have a little look at how you're going, what you're playing with. Nice to see Romana join us. Hey, Romana. Awesome. Hey, guys. This is a baby crow, baby Bakasana. And I think some people are always wondering, how do you keep your knees from just landing on the ground? There's the tiniest centimeter in the beginning is a win. The tiniest centimeter away from the mat is a real win. So let me just remind you of those secret hints that I use. Okay, I'm in a deep little Malasana squat. Try and come this way. Yeah, as frog-like as I can. And I have an advantage. I have a great fleshy part of my thigh here. This is like my lady tool. Okay, so with my lady tools, with my lovely luscious thighs, I'm going to use that fleshy part. Sorry, Josh, if you have no fleshy thighs. I'm going to use that part to really bank it on this part of my arm. Okay, and I squeeze that in. So I really use my hip strength to lock that in. As I come down, when I put my hands down, they're not in the right position. They do slide forward, I don't know, maybe a centimeter or two, to allow space for my body to come forward. And at this point, I drop my face like I'm about to kiss the floor. And as soon as I can, I squeeze and I lift my feet and I hover. I'm squeezing so hard with my inner thighs right now to hold myself into a baby Bakasana. Oh, and then I relax. Okay. And then slowly come up and just roll the shoulders around when you're ready. Yeah. Hopefully you had fun with that. If you're on your knees, raise the left arm up and just drop it over to the right. Support yourself with your right hand. Inhale, lengthen to the ceiling. Exhale to the other side. Let's do it again. Inhale to center. And exhale to one side. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale. Inhale, lengthen. And relax your hands by your sides. So I've got a little bit of the play. I just wanted to be on the floor, I think, for a while. You can see I'm just so happy stretching out my thighs with these squats. So let's get into some vinyasa. When you're ready, slowly bring your body up. Make your way to the short edge of your mat. Let me turn the heater off. I am warmed up now. Okay. All right, it's spring, but still chilly in the evenings here. So feet can be hip width apart, maybe about 30 centimeters from the front of your mat. Otherwise, you can bring your toes together. Let's stand in Tadasana. Think about the weight of your feet. Even weight on both feet, not on the toes, not on the heels, not on the sides. Center your weight on your feet. Drawing your kneecaps upwards, engage your quads, squeeze your inner thighs together. And at the same time, imagine you're pulling them away from each other. Engage your hips. Exhale, push your fingers energetically towards the ground. Roll the shoulders back and down. Lengthen the spine by pulling your body tall like a string, pulling up through your neck and through your head. Tadasana, mountain pose. On your next exhale, let all the air out at the bottom and hold your breath at the bottom. Let's start with Surya A. Inhale, raise your hands up for Urdhva Namaskar. Bring the hands together, salute the sky. And hinging from the hips, exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Bending in the knees if you need to, relaxing the neck. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Plant the hands, exhale, step back for plank pose and Chaturanga. Dropping to your knees if you wish, lowering your chest down to the ground. If your body's halfway, push up through the hands into upward facing dog, or take it to a baby cobra like we did before. Make sure you're pushing up through the hands and exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Take your own count. Softening the body as you exhale, pushing back through the hands, pedaling out the feet if that feels good. Your next inhale, come to your tippy toes, bending your knees, look forward, and step both feet in between the hands back to the front. Inhale, lift up, flat back, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Roll the spine up, inhale for Urdhva Namaskar. Bring the hands together. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, Urdhva Namaskar. Let's continue the flow. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. I'm going to add on as we do each flow now. Inhale for halfway lift. Exhale, step or jump back for Chaturanga. Take your own Chaturanga here. Push up through the hands. Inhale for Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. That's it. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog. Inhale, raise the right leg up, 3-legged dog. Let's play with this pose. Lengthen and straighten that back leg. That back leg should feel strong, not bent and weak. Put strength into that back leg. Spread the toes. Your left knee can be slightly bent if that feels good. Pushing back through the hands. Take the right knee to the right elbow in a three-legged plank. Push up through the hands. Nice. Inhale, lift the leg to the sky. Three-legged dog. Exhale, cross the right knee to the left elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog to the sky. Exhale, place the right foot in between the hands. Drop the back knee. Inhale for low lunge warrior. Lift the arms up. Bring your hands to your heart center and exhale for a lunge. Breathe here for 3 breaths. Exhale, take the hands down. Curl the back toes under. Three-legged dog. Inhale, lift the leg to the ceiling. Exhale for a 3-leg chaturanga. Otherwise, just take your downward facing dog. Inhale, lift up for upward facing. Downward facing dog. Let's do the left side. Inhale, raise the left leg up. Breathe here as we kind of get our stability. Strengthen that back leg. Spread the toes. Find your posture. Those arms should be squeezing inwards and upwards to the ceiling, flattening the shoulders on your back. Exhale, bring the left knee to the left elbow for 3-legged plank. Push up through the hands. Inhale for 3-legged dog. Exhale, take the knee to the right elbow, crossing over the body. Inhale, lengthen the leg. Exhale, take the foot in between the hands, dropping the back knee for a low lunge. Inhale, lift the arms up for low lunge warrior. Exhale, bring your hand to your heart center. 3 breaths here in your lunge. Use that Ujjayi breath. On your next exhale, take the hands down. Lift the leg up to the ceiling. Inhale. You can take it to downward dog, otherwise chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward dog for 3 breaths. On your next inhale, come onto your tippy toes, look between the hands. Step, jump, or hop the feet forward. Inhale for halfway lift. And exhale, forward folds. Roll the spine up, Urdhva Namaskarasana. Inhale. Exhale, Tadasana. Let's keep going and add on. Inhale for Urdhva Namaskarasana. Back bend slightly if you wish. Exhale, dive on down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or jump back, chaturanga. Inhale for upward facing. Downward facing dog. Let's keep moving. Inhale, raise the right leg up. This time we're going to drop it gently over to our left, just bending the leg. Find the view of your foot under your left armpit. And try and twist that pelvis open while pushing back through your hands. So you want to keep the front of your body facing down, but your pelvis is opening and twisting. Feeling that stretch through the right hip. Inhale, raise the right leg up to the ceiling. Straighten and lengthen that leg. And let's work the core. Bring the knee to the elbow, right elbow. Push up through the hands. Inhale, lengthen the leg. Take it to the left elbow. Lengthen the leg. Exhale, this time take it to a full warrior or a high lunge. Inhale, lift the body up for warrior pose. Warrior 1. hands to your heart center. 3 breaths here. Inhale, exhale. Strengthen that back leg. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. Take the hands down to the mat. 3-legged dog. Inhale, right leg to the ceiling. Exhale for plank and chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Left side. Inhale, raise the left leg up and drop it just to your right, opening up the hip. See your right foot under your, left foot under your right armpit. Stretching through the left side of the body. Pushing back through your hands. Wow, I really need to clean my mat. It's so slippery tonight. Sorry, that must be gross. Raise the left leg up to the ceiling and core drills, bring it to your left elbow. Squeeze and push up through the arms, through the shoulders. Lift it back to the ceiling. Take it to the right elbow, crossing the body. Inhale, lift. Place the foot in between the hands as you exhale, setting up for warrior 1. Inhale, lift the body up. And bring your hands to your heart center. 3 breaths here. Inhale. And exhale. Sink a little deeper. Inhale. Strengthen that back leg. Exhale. Inhaling. Take the hands down for a 3-legged dog. Inhale, take the left leg to the sky. If you want chaturanga, exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. Downward dog for 3 breaths, or I invite you to take child's pose. What works for you? What meets you for your meditation and your practice? Your next inhale, come to your toes. And exhale, step, jump, or hop the feet forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, forward fold, hinging from the hips. Inhale, roll the spine up to the ceiling. Bring the hands together, Urdhva Namaskar. Exhale, Tadasana. 3 breaths here. Feel free to have a wipe, have a drink. Drink. And just rolling out the wrists, bringing the hands together, rolling your wrists out here. How is everyone? Great. Feel free to stretch your hands out, whatever feels good. Okay, so we're going to build onto this. I'm just going to demo this first little section. I think a lot of you are fine to get this, but just in case you're like in a downward dog trying to think of what it looks like, let me just show you while you're upright, okay? So we're gonna come into our 3-legged dogs. Let me think about this. Yeah, okay, so you're in this pose. This time we're gonna drop the right foot over into wild thing, really slow, dropping that foot down and lifting the hips up to the ceiling. Wild thing, pointing through that left leg, that straight leg. Then we're going to curl over back the way we came. So we're going to pivot on the left foot, lift the right leg up, and then we're going to exhale, bringing our knee underneath us and taking it out for a fallen triangle and lifting up into fallen triangle. Okay, so it's kind of like almost like a reverse, crossing under the body and lifting up through the side plank. Yeah? So we'll play with that. Oh, that's a really ugly way to come out of that pose. So we'll get there. Hopefully you've got that in your head so you can kind of play, okay? Let's come to the top of our mats, add in some triangle play. And just breathe, drop out the chaturangas if that feels good, and just go from there, okay? We got this, we got this. I think I'm telling myself that. Standing in Tadasana, pushing up through the feet, flat feet, spread the toes, engage the lower body as instructed before. Find that inner pull and that outer pull. Squeeze your Mula Bandha, engage the pelvic floor, and gently push the fingers down towards the ground. Inhale for Urdhva Namaskarasana when you're ready. Bring the hands together, salute the sky. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale for halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step back for plank and Chaturanga, lower down. Push up through the hands. Inhale for upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, lift the hips. Three-legged dog, raise the right leg up. We're gonna come into our wild thing. Exhale, bringing it over to our left, twisting backwards, point the left toes, and then lift the hips up, reaching your right hand behind you. Lift those hips. Take a few breaths here, a little bit of composure. And then when you feel ready, start twisting back to downward facing dog or a three-legged dog, raising that right leg up to the ceiling. On your next exhale, bring it into a three-legged plank, bringing that knee underneath you, and then lifting up onto your left fingertips, take the right leg underneath your body, coming into fallen triangle, lifting up through the left hand, feeling a squeeze through the right hip and the right side of the body. My left foot is flat, pushing into the outer edge of that left foot. And if you're thinking like, not sure if you're here, push up and lift the hips up towards the ceiling. Exhale, take the left hand down, come into Chaturanga or downward facing dog. And then exhale, downward dog. Left side. Inhale, lift the left leg up to the ceiling. Exhale, take it over behind you into wild thing. I have a wall. I'm going to just move myself. Coming into the other side for your wild thing. Strengthen, straighten that right leg. Point the toes, lift the hips, and do it all with a smile. Whew. Opening the heart. Strength through that right hand. Push up, wide fingers. And then exhale, pivoting, three-legged dog. Lift the left leg up to the ceiling. Exhale into your three-legged plank. Lifting that knee underneath you. Take it out under your right arm. Coming onto a right, the left side plank. Push up through wide fingers. Lift the hips. Push into the outer edge of your right foot. Lift into your fallen triangle for a few breaths. Take the right hand down first, pivoting on the back foot. And then three-legged dog and Chaturanga if you want, or downward facing dog. Inhale for upward. Downward facing dog. Look between the hands. Step, jump, or hop both feet forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Roll the spine up. Inhale, Urdhva Namaskarasana. And exhale, Tadasana. Breathe here. Have a drink, have a wipe. Feel free to roll out the wrists again. A lot of movement on those tiny little points on your body. So have a little compassion if it feels shaky or wobbly, or if you just didn't get there, it's fine. All that strength engagement, all that practice and trying is exactly why we're doing this, is exactly what we're going for. That awareness in your body and just the chance to play with it, okay? We're gonna build that in again. We're not gonna hold it as long. I'm gonna give myself a little bit more room, okay? We're gonna go into our fallen triangles after wild thing. I'm gonna lift the body up and come forward and come into some tree poses. And then see how we go. See how you go. Standing in Tadasana, guys. Roll the shoulders back. Have a giggle. Time to play, be free. Your body's warm. Your heart is warm. Let's invite that joy. On your next exhale, let all the air out. Lengthen the body. Inhale, lift up. Urdhva Namaskarasana. Salute the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Feel that delicious slow movement. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, step back for Chaturanga or just go to downward facing dog. Inhale for upward facing and downward facing dog. Let's move here. Raise the right leg up, inhale. Exhale, drop it over behind you into wild thing. Inhale, lift the hips. Flow open, blossom the chest like a flower. Exhale, pivot and come back to a three-legged dog. So we're moving much faster out of that pose. Inhale, bring the knee to the chest. And then exhale, lift onto your left fingertips. Take the right leg out. Inhale, lift up into your fallen triangle. Breathe here, exhale. Inhale, push up a little higher. And then exhale, take it back, step back into plank, Chaturanga. Exhale down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. So it's faster, that's for sure. Inhale, raise the left leg up. Exhale, drop it behind you. As you exhale, just take it slow and controlled. And then inhale, lift the hips, open the heart. Exhale, pivoting it back. Whew. Inhale, raise the left leg up. Exhale, bring the knee to your chest. Inhale here. Exhale, take that left leg underneath you into your side plank, your fallen triangle. Inhale here. Exhale here. Inhale, push. Exhale, step back to plank, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Raise the right leg up and step it forward for warrior one. Flatten the back foot behind you. Inhale, lift the body. Bring your hands to your heart center. Exhale. Beautiful. Inhale here. Exhale, lift the back heel. Take your arms, palms face down behind you for arrow pose. You're aiming for a point in the ground. Use your driti to breathe into that focus. Strengthen the back leg. Bring your hands to your heart center as you inhale. As you exhale, we're going to bring this back leg forward, lift the knee into a standing raised knee pose. I don't even know what this pose is called. A standing raised knee pose. Balancing, woo, breathe. Find that left ankle with your hands and squeeze that left foot into your inner thigh for tree pose. Bring your hands to your hips, lengthen the spine. I'm going to face you so you can see what I'm doing. Tree pose. When you're ready, bring your hands to your heart center. Relax the shoulders back and down. Beautiful trees, guys. I love trees. If you feel comfortable here and you're balanced, gripping the mat with your toes, all those little ankle muscles engaged. Lift the hands up to the ceiling. Open the tree branches. Relax the shoulders. And if you wish to take your gaze up to the ceiling, do it with a smile. I'm manifesting spring goodness right now. I know Michaela in England is manifesting summer for as long as she can. Invite the goodness in. May the sun keep shining. On your next exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. And take that knee up again. So release the foot. Keep balancing here. That leg's out in front of you. Keep your hands to your chest, and we're going to take this left foot behind us into a high lunge. So straighten that foot slowly behind us into high lunge. Inhale, lift up for high lunge warrior. Salute the sky with your open arms. Exhale, take the hands down to the mat. Step back for chaturanga or downward facing dog. Inhaling and exhale. Step the left foot forward as you inhale into your warrior one. Taking that heel down behind you. Inhale to your lunge, bring your hands to your heart center. Exhale, I think I said inhale. Inhale here. And exhale. Inhale. And this time exhale, take your hands behind you, palms face down into your arrow pose. Lift the back heel. Strengthen that back leg. We're using our glutes and our hamstrings here. Stay strong and find your driti. Find that focus point of balance that you breathe into. Bring your hands to your heart center and lift up, bringing your knee in front of you. Standing raised knee pose. There's got to be a name for this. I'll have to figure it out. On your next exhale, find that ankle. Bring your right foot into the left thigh, squeezing it in there. Bring your hands to your hips. Lengthen through the body. Relax the shoulders back and down. Bring your hands to your heart center. Such a beautiful pose to be in. The space, the strength, the balance. If you feel good here, open up, stretch your tree branches up to the ceiling, up to the sky. Relax the shoulders. Grip the mat with those toes and take your gaze up to the ceiling. Squeeze your glutes on. With a smile. And your breath, that connection to you. Love it all. And take your hands slowly down to your heart. You're going to take this knee back out in front of us as we inhale. And then we're going to come into a high lunge warrior. So slowly exhale, take that foot nice and controlled back behind you. And then inhale, lift up into warrior. Exhale, take the hands down to the ground. Step back for chaturanga or downward facing dog. Inhaling, lengthening. And exhale, push back for downward dog, softening the body. 3 breaths here. On your next inhale, come to your tippy toes. Bending your knees, exhale, step, jump or hop the feet forward. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Bending the knees slightly, roll the spine up. Inhale, Urdhva Namaskarasana. Exhale, Tadasana. Bringing your left hand to your heart center. Right hand to your diaphragm. Just gently close your eyes here as you breathe. Taking this moment to feel your heart beating. Using that awareness that you've fostered right now. Allowing that awareness to roll through your body with your breath. Changing the dialogue that we use every day, starting to bring that in for ourselves, that goodness, the goodness of you and who you are. the love that you have for you. Your moment. Self-advocacy. Let's embrace it. We're with ourselves for a very long time. Gently release your hands. Bring yourselves down onto your mat. Feel free to have a drink, have a wipe. I hope you feel good. Hope you feel a bit more nourished. Hope you feel happy to be out of all of those flippy, whippy, wild things. We're gonna take our straps or our towels. We're gonna just do some nice deep hamstring stretching, really lengthen through the legs. I need it. So this is great. We're gonna come into Janu Shirshasana. So it's like a twisted one-legged fold. And that's a really, really good pose for back opening, hamstring lengthening, especially when we sit a lot at the moment. So let's come into a Dandasana, staff pose. So legs coming straight out in front of us. Open up the glutes, girls. Feel the sit bones in the mat. Want to really feel that. Lift up through your spine, hands coming by your hips. Push the shoulders back and down and bring the toes towards your face. Pushing your hamstrings into the mat. Inhale, lengthen the arms here. And then exhale, forward fold without bending the spine. Your lower back's going to want to start bending, but we don't want it to yet. So roll the shoulders back and down, lifting your heart towards the ceiling, and then just come forward as best you can without bending. Open the fingers and toes. That kind of helps you to plug your backs of your legs down into the mat. Hold here and use your core as you exhale to cinch a little further forward. Reach, heart lifted, shaky legs. I have shaky legs. And then release the spine by rolling forward, reaching for your shins, your ankles, or your feet. Bend your knees slightly as you fold forward. Guarding the back so that we're not really overstraining with the back. You can bring your knees up and flatten your spine as you roll forward. And then take the thighs down into the mat. Stretch through the body. If you're all the way to your thighs, that's great. If you want, you can clasp your wrist with your hand and imagine that my legs were flat. Imagine my legs were flat, that I just can't get there. I don't have that access yet. One day maybe. Just fold forward. Now what I want you to notice is in your back right now, it's a nice long stretch. It's in one kind of plane of the body here as we forward fold. But I want you to notice the difference when we come into a one-sided twisted fold, so a Janu Shirshasana, and where you notice the stretch. So inhale, release that fold, roll the spine up, and just bring the hands behind you, shake out the thighs, release the hips, and breathe. Okay, bring your left foot into your inner groin, okay? And tuck that heel up towards your pubic bone. Yeah, tuck it in there. Okay, so your foot's out from your side. If you're sitting square on now, we're forward facing. We're not actually facing our leg, which is different in this pose. Okay, so it's just a little bit of conscious awareness. You probably do this all the time, but maybe don't think like this. So lengthen in the front of the body, lift the hands up to your shoulders, and then using our strength of our torso, exhale, twist towards that right leg. See how much your spine has to twist to get there. And then take your left hand over to the knee or the thigh and allow that rotation to extend further. Pull against that leg. Feel your body open a little more. Taking the right hand down to your side. Feel that twist in the body. Not too much. Gentle, gentle, gentle. Now, exhale with a twist. Take your right hand to your leg and slowly come down here in Janu Shirshasana. feeling that twist of the spine as you fold, using that left hand to kind of grip your leg as you fold forward. I'm going to start here. If you have a strap or a towel, I'm going to invite you to use that. So strapping it around your foot and allowing the kind of strength of your arms gently to pull on that strap, lengthen the spine. It allows you to pull your chest forward a little more rather than this kind of folded grip. So we're just changing the spine. You can kind of sit up a little bit and then exhale, forward fold. And just what do you notice, the difference in this kind of side? Take your time as you stretch down. And with a strap or a towel, you can push the ball of your foot into it. So that kind of action of the foot will allow for a little bit more control in the hamstring. And then you can take it down. Nice. Slowly releasing the strap, take your torso up. And then just gently come back to center, roll the shoulders, and take the left foot out and just have a little shake as you kind of sit back. I feel like that's very unladylike. Just take it back, kind of relax the spine. I like to walk my hands up my spine and just feel my upper back here. So all the way, there's a lot of twist actually coming up into the upper back. You've got a lot more range of motion in your lumbar spine, your lower section, than your upper section. This is a rib cage there. So just kind of feel that. Allow yourself to feel your spine. Give it a squeeze. And then let's swap sides. So bring the right leg in. Great. Bring that heel all the way up to center. Feeling both sit bones on the mat. Take your hands to your shoulders. So we're using our core as we twist over towards the left. Squeeze and twist. Exhale. And then take your hands down by your side. Left hand coming down, right hand to the thigh, and twist a little bit more, sitting up. Just feel that gentle twist through the spine. And then when you feel comfortable, exhale, slide the body down over that leg. Janu Shirshasana on the left. Stretching through the right hip, the right side of the back. And that hamstring, reaching towards the foot. As you inhale, lengthen the spine, flatten the back a little bit, and then fold forward. Using your strap if you wish, or your towel, putting it in the ball, putting the ball of your foot inside it, and then sitting up, flattening your spine, using the grip of the strap and push your foot into the strap. As you exhale, fold forward. Nice. That Ujjayi breath. Focus stretching. Focus muscle engagement. Check out your quad. Is your quad muscles on? Pushing that knee down towards the mat. And then gently inhale, release the strap or the towel or your hands. Lift the torso up. And then take the legs out. Just have a little bit of a shake through the spine, through the legs. Great, guys. How do you feel? I feel good. I feel so open. Okay, so bringing your feet flat on the mat, holding your hands on your knees, and bring your arms then out from there, pulling the chest forward. Open the heart. Invite spring or summer, whatever good feels for you are going on. And then slowly exhale, we're lowering the spine down nice and controlled, As we come to our tailbone, tuck your pubic bone under, feel your kind of posteriorly tilt your pelvis towards your ribs, and then slowly exhale vertebra by vertebra as you lower your back down onto the ground. Slowly, slowly. Oh yeah, take the hands up by your sides. And just lift your feet up, come into happy baby, grabbing onto the outer edges of your feet. Feel free to roll around here in happy baby. Play with the pose by taking the heels out wide or bringing the heels down towards each other, whatever feels great. Bring your hands to your knees, and then just like a frog, rotate the knees around in the joint. And then change direction. A little bit of mobility in the hips. And then bring your feet down onto the mat. Let's come into a bound angle pose. We're going to bring our feet together and knees coming out away from us. Relaxing here. If that feels uncomfortable for you, you can prop some cushions underneath the backs of your thighs here to allow your hips to comfortably sink open. Otherwise, if that's no good, just bring your feet out in front of you. Otherwise, I invite that kind of opening of the hips right now. Take your hands above your head. Inhale, stretch through the upper body, through the sides of the body. And then exhale. Bring your left hand to your heart and your right hand to your diaphragm as you're on your backs. Just going to change a bit of the song for you. And slowly start to relax the hips open a little more. Sinking heavier in this pose, we're going to take some breaths together. Your next exhale, let all the air out of your body. Feeling your body soften. Inhale through the nose. Feel your chest rise. Feel your belly rise as you breathe in, everything expanding. Hold your breath at the top. Through your mouth, exhale, side out. Feeling your body deflate like a balloon, feeling your back melting into the mat. Inhale. Hold your breath at the top. Exhale, side out. Feel your body melting into the mat. Let's do it one more time. Inhale slowly. Feeling that expansion happening in the body. Hold your breath at the top. And side out. Coming into Shavasana. Lengthen the legs a little wider than your feet, a little wider than your hips. Palms face up to the ceiling. Closing your eyes if they're not closed. Just taking a few moments here to allow the nervous system to relax, to allow your mind to relax, and your body to soften. Letting go of your breath, letting go of your thoughts, just letting go. invite you to come back to consciousness in the body with your breath. Telling your mind and your body to inhale, feeling your chest rise. Almost like it's a stretch for your body to breathe in. And then as you exhale, indulge in the relaxation as you feel your body soften again. If you want to stay here longer, feel free to mute your device. Press pause on the video if you're watching later. Just take your time here in Shavasana. It's such a beautiful moment just to be. Maybe turning your palms face down on the ground. Feel the temperature of the floor, texture of your carpet, your mat, or your tiles. Gently slide your hands above your head. And if it feels nice to have a little stretch here, maybe pointing your toes, maybe having a yawn. And if you feel okay to roll onto one side of your body, coming into a little fetal position here, just relaxing over, enjoying that softness, that rest, and that calmness that you've welcomed, that you've restored to yourself. If it feels okay to open the eyes, let the light back in, and support yourself as you gently come back up into a seated position. Feels good. I invite you to come up into a lotus or a half lotus by bringing that foot up towards your hip, or just sit in a cross-legged position. Doesn't mean you're more of a yogi. You are doing yoga. You are. So it's just fun. It's fun to try. And gently roll the shoulders back. Invite that movement to kind of awaken the body, changing direction. Such a pleasure to practice with you guys today. Thank you for joining me. Hope you feel good, hope you feel restored, blossoming into spring in Australia. So with me, let's breathe in, raise your hands up to the ceiling, deeply breathe in, feel good. And then through the mouth, side out, exhale. Let's do it again, inhale, hold the breath at the top. And side out. Things in 3 this time. Inhale. I think you all predicted that. And release the breath. Bringing your hands to your heart center. Thank you for practicing with me, guys. Namaste. Have a beautiful week, have a beautiful evening or morning, and I hope you enjoyed the practice. I'll see you next time. Thanks, everyone.